Hello again, Anthony McAvaney here from thoughtconnected.com.au with part 4 of our 6-part series on how to develop a sustainable consulting business. And as you can see in this part 4, we're going to be looking at the design of your sales funnel. So the concept here is it's going to be totally unrealistic to expect that just because somebody perhaps sees an advert or a blog article for your product that they're going to reach for their credit card. If that's your expectation, you're going to be bitterly disappointed with your experience in offering and marketing products online. There's a process, and this process is all about the sales funnel that you design. So again, to reinforce the point, how often would you reach for your credit card to hand over money to someone you don't know for a product that you don't know much about? And the chances of that happening, unless you're exceptionally naive, are pretty much zero. The problem with the online arena is there is so much content, so much selling going on, and so much of that sort of activity that we become almost like advert blind. And the people that really muck it up for everybody are those that simply promote a product and it looks flashy, it looks trashy, and there's the expectation that just because you've seen this flashy, trashy ad that you're going to reach for the credit card, and it just simply doesn't happen. The clever marketers know about this concept of building a sales funnel, and it begins with understanding what is your customer really looking for. And the reason that people go online isn't necessarily to buy a product or service. That's not forefront of their thinking. What they're looking for are outcomes and solutions to problems that they have. So in terms of putting your content online, and the way that you market it is to be focused on how you're going to get the customer from the before state where they have a problem to what they're going to feel like, look like, and operate like in the after state, because your offer is all about an outcome or solution. It gets your customer to the after state. So building a sales funnel really is understanding what that customer journey is to get them from I've got a problem to actually buying something from somebody that they have now got to a position of knowing, liking and trusting. So this next few slides talks a little bit about this customer journey. So when you begin to market online, the people that you're marketing to will never ever have heard of you, most likely. They have no idea who you are, they're focused on their problem, and they're probably suspicious of any solution you're offering. There's no history there. Why would they trust you? Customers who have begun to learn a little bit more about you through your marketing efforts have begun to warm up. So a customer who's starting to warm to some of the solutions that you're presenting to possibly could start to pay out some money, but there's still a level of suspicion there. So there's a strategy at the warm stage which recognizes that. And we'll come to that on the next slide. A hot customer, as the term would suggest, is somebody who knows and likes and trusts you sufficiently to the stage where they're ready to buy your core product. So let's break this down into a little bit more detail. I've referred several times during this series so far about know, like and trust. The cold part of the customer's journey is where you help them to get to know who you are, what your business is about, and what your products and services are about, and how it solves their problem. And again, that will be in the marketing messages. Your email follow-up series is hugely important in helping the customer begin to know more about you, so that there's some, you're starting to establish some credibility. And as a result of the knowledge and the information that you impart in this cold stage, you begin to warm the customer up so that they get to the stage where they start to think about what you're offering, and it's not so much suspicion about you, it's starting to focus on, all right, maybe you have a solution that is going to solve my problem for me, and I'm maybe prepared to test the water at this stage. And again, to make the obvious point that once there's that established, and that potentially can lead to full-on trust where they'll buy your core product. And as we mentioned, like with email marketing, once you have somebody on your list, somebody who's reached that trust stage is also highly susceptible to other sales and suggestions that you make in your relationship with them, whether that be immediately after the initial sale or whether it be some months or even years after they joined your email list. So this funnel concept is quite important. So what we're going to look at in the next slide is some strategies that you can implement to help the customer make that transition. So the getting to know you stage, really, to put it bluntly, is you are offering them a bribe. What this represents is a chunk of value, a chunk of your content, which of itself has value, it has quality, and you do that in an exchange for an email address. Now, this process in online marketing is called offering a lead magnet. It's about attracting the customer to you with this offer of value. Lead always at this stage with great value. And basically what it is a free solution to a known problem. So if you've done your homework on the customer, you'll understand what your particular product or service is aiming to fix up for them. And ideally, this lead magnet can be rapidly consumed. But it's a bit like fishing here. You're dangling a bait and you're providing part of the solution, not the total solution. But there's enough value in what you're offering there for people to connect with it and to understand how this is a part of the overall process that you're offering to solve their problem. So if we go on to the next stage to warm them up a little bit further, these customers at the know stage are simply leads, they're prospects. So the like stage is to turn those leads into customers. So the way to do this is to offer more great value. So another piece of the puzzle, if you like, but this is a low cost solution to a known problem. It's a partial solution again only. And typically this stage here would be a product that you would offer more than likely something of value less than $20, somewhere maybe $7 to $10. They're the ones that I've typically used and have had some success with. So what this is called in marketing terms is a tripwire. So the customer has trusted you enough to make an initial purchase. When they've paid you some money, they are actually now a customer. They're no longer a lead. And then we go on to the final stage, the trust stage here. Once they've reached for their credit card once, you're then in a position with some further information to offer your core product. This is your flagship product, the product that ideally you want to sell. I'll be doing some further webinars on exactly this topic, on how to actually create a product flow that fits this particular funnel. But yeah, so the trust stage, there's enough evidence in their interactions with you that you and your product to be trusted look, it could be your core product is literally your core product. So it could be anything from 50 to literally thousands of dollars that they're prepared to hand over for. And it's not going to happen instantly. I think you can appreciate that. And once you satisfy them with your core product, as I've indicated earlier, you can continue to offer great value and you can upsell. You know, this is called add-on selling, but it's not often doesn't have to be something that attaches to your core product. Later on down the track, it could be something that's allied with that, or even a new release that you can interest your audience in. So the way that this potentially could come together, and this is kind of what the sales funnel looks like, you have an offer and you broadcast it. So this is called targeted marketing. We've identified our customer avatar. Now you may do this marketing via your website, a blog, or to an existing email list if you have one. You could be reaching them through paid advertising, either online or offline, through your personal networking, or through social media. So you have an offer and you're getting the message out to your market. To provide value, to generate that know, like, and trust, it begins with you creating your free opt-in gift in exchange for the email address. That's called your lead magnet. You then design a follow-up email sequence, which ideally will lead to sales. So you, first of all, when people sign up on your page, you let them know that their sign-up's been successful, and you actually deliver this free opt-in gift electronically to them, whether that be a link or a download, whatever the case may be. Now, that initial sale, as I've said, is called a tripwire. It's low cost, but it has lots of value, but it's only part of the solution. The next stage on from that is your upsell. This is your core offer, as we've just talked about. So this is a very abbreviated email follow-up series. I've mentioned Aweber is an autoresponder. Mailchimp is another common one to get started with. So your first email will be sign up success, and you deliver on the promised gift. Email 2, where you start to build that that sort of that warming up, that starting to like. This is a welcome email. This is who I am. This is what I do. There may be several emails like that, perhaps case studies of other clients that you've assisted with. Email 3 might be then making your tripwire offer. Again, between emails 3 and 4, there could be another exchange of emails to build on that that trust level, and then you move in with your upsell to your core offer. So that's a little bit of an overview of what your entire sales funnel might look like and how the different elements of that come together. So quite a bit of content in that, quite a lot to absorb, but this is a very important strategy, and it needs to be carefully designed, recognizing that you need to take your customer through that journey of someone who's cold to what you have to offer, to warming them up, to getting to a stage where they begin to like and perhaps trust what you've got to offer, moving into that hot stage where they're actually ready to buy the big stuff that you have targeted for them. So that's it for this section, and in the next one we'll be looking at how to create your digital products, how to actually convert some of that content into digital format. So we'll see you in the next session.